Hello and welcome to another video. Today is How Realistic Are ARK's Creatures Part 4. I haven't done one of these in over 4 months, so let's see what I did, even though I know what I did. Alright, first is the Daeodon. I would give this an 8 out of 10. It got right, the devs got right the little mane, the size, the feet of Daeodon are hooved, as it's basically not the missing link, but whatever. It's more closely related to whales and hippos than pigs. So the fact that they have the little tail going up when it runs like a pig is probably inaccurate, although we don't know. And the fact that it lives in the tundra or snowy areas of the island as well. Oh, yeah, the snowy areas. The fact that it lives in the snowy areas of the island is also inaccurate. Number 2, Allosaurus. I would give us a 4 out of 10. First of all, the size is way too big. Second of all, the Allosaurus did not have this weird plating on its back. Third, the horns weren't as big, and they should be more down here than up by the eyes or past the eyes, more on the neck. 4, this goes to all theropods in ARK. The hands should not go like this. Instead, they should be like this. Otherwise, the wrists would have broken. I'm just going to keep track of the numbers. The jaw, they got the teeth right, but it should not bite. It should open to a wider degree, as the real Allosaurus could open its jaw almost 180 degrees, I think. I think it was close. And one Allosaurus should do the bleed effect, not 2. Because I think that's the deal with it. I haven't done a lot of Allosaurus taming. Alright, Megaloceros. They did not get the color right. We actually know what they look like based on cave paintings. So this is what they were colored. 2, the fatty hump. Megaloceros had a fatty hump also based on French cave paintings. 3rd, the antlers should be kind of less like a moose's and should be more like this, only a couple of branching areas. Other than that, they got pretty much everything right, including the fact that the females did not have horns. Alright, Ichthyosaurus, an 8 out of 10. Really the only thing I would change about this is this little vestigial limb right here should not exist because it is a vertebrate. Or, yeah, well, it's a lizard thing. It's a kind of reptile, so it should not have this vestigial limb. And it should be less baggy, more smooth, and less wrinkly. Baryonyx. We don't know for sure, but Baryonyx might have had feathers. In ARK's depiction, it does not. 2, Baryonyx was mainly terrestrial. Notice the longer legs, the feet weren't webbed, and the tail was not a big fat fish tail like Spinosaurus's. And also, the hands, they got the hands right. This is the one exception for the theropods. They got the hands right, and the little bump on its head here. The Trilobite, a 5 out of 10. Really, less spikes, and it couldn't come up on land as they would in ARK. In ARK, they're basically a noob's source of oil and basically silica pearls if they're not playing on mobile. That's really the only thing. It drops the rating quite a bit, and this little tail thingy shouldn't be there. Next, the Tusoteuthis. It's a 7. It should not have these little tooth things on the end of its massive tentacles. We don't know for sure, but the massive tentacles might have been like a vampire squid, and they probably might have been shorter. Also, the Tusoteuthis in ARK is way too oversized, as the real Tusoteuthis was about 2 people long, about 4 meters long, or so. Next, the Titanosaur. The genus Titanosaurus, as it is titled in the dossier, is not actually a real genus. Titanosauria is a group of sauropods that existed in the late Cretaceous and part of the early Cretaceous. These rock things should not exist, as no titanosaur or dinosaur, or really any animal, had rocks growing from it, and it is way too oversized. A human is about the size of one of the Titanosaur's toes. In real life, the Titanosaur would have been 125 meters long, while the largest dinosaur on record, the Argentinosaurus, would have only been 39 meters, which is quite a size difference. Also, with the sauropods in ARK, the nostrils should not be up here, but down here. Next, the Paraceratherium, Onychonycteris, Baryonyx, Denzaratherium, whatever you call this giraffe rhino. In fact, the common name in ARK for the ugly giraffe rhino looking thing is incorrect, as it is actually an ancient species of rhino. And they also got right that the Paraceratherium is the largest mammal in ARK, but the mammoth is a close second, which it is in real life. The Columbian mammoth is second, Paracera or Onychonycteris is first. The ear should be slightly longer, and the little trunk should be slightly longer. Other than that, that's it for the Paracera. Next is the Moschops. First of all, a small coating of hair should have been on the Moschops. 2, it should have been just a tad bigger. Just a tad bigger. And 3, it shouldn't have walked all funny like this, like it would in ARK, because you've probably seen Moschops as walking real weird, as the legs should have been not more off to the side, but more vertical, up and down. Same with the arms. Also, Moschops did not have 5 fingers or 5 long fingers. Instead, it had 4 fingers on the hands, 3 fingers on the toes. Other than that, that's it for the Moschops. Next is the Onychonycteris. First of all, it should be less than the size of ARK's Onychonycteris. Second, it did not live in caves. Third, it ate insects and probably couldn't transmit rabies. And also, they got right the little claws on the end of Onychonycteris' hands, as primitive bats were basically just evolving in Onychonycteris' time, which would be the Paleocene or Eocene. Also, it wouldn't have sharp teeth, as it only hunted insects. Next is the Doedicurus, or Doedicurus. I'll call it the Doedicurus. First of all, spikes, gone. They shouldn't be there. Second, the armor plating on the head should only go about this far, not as far as it does in ARK. And basically that's it for the Doedicurus. Anyways, that's it for the video. This is a long one, and I will see you in the next video.